the VinylCast, the unofficial Disney Vinylmation show, brought to you by VinylmationPriceGuide.com. Hope you've been enjoying the London 2012 Olympics that are going on at the moment. I was lucky enough to be able to go to the Olympic tennis a few days ago, bought myself a programme. This isn't Vinylmation related, but it's quite a big event happening at the moment, so I thought I'd mention it. And without any further ado, let's get into the news. So this is the news. First up, 2 new Vinylmation Magic Around the World figures have been released. One Japan themed, although we have already had a Japan one. This is another one, and an island one. And it's quite relevant for them to be released at the moment, seeing as I said, the Olympics is going on. Whether that was planned, whether Disney had that in mind, I don't know. But I've got the London Guard one, which I picked up a couple of days ago. And actually, I managed to get the London Guard one on the way back from going to the Olympics tennis at Wimbledon, so I just happened to see a Disney store, went in and they had it, so I bought it. And there's also the main Magic Around the World figure, all the different countries' flags on. I've got that one. And sorry, I've actually only got 2 of them. When I said 3, I was thinking of another UK one I've got, which is the UK flag one, which isn't strictly part of the Magic Around the World, but it's still country themed. Also, I'd like to mention there is a new Disney Deals website now been launched called DisneyFamilyDeals.com. When I looked today, they didn't have any deals related to Vinylmation, but basically they have all sorts of deals which can change on a daily basis. Unfortunately, at the moment, I think it's just based for people in the US, which is a shame because I'm in the UK and I'd love to use it, but I can't. But for those of you in the US, it looks like a very good thing because they have had an offer on Vinylmation at some point in the last few weeks, but it's not going to be there all the time, so just keep your eye on it. That's DisneyFamilyDeals.com. Also recently released was Part 10. These are all Disneyland Paris themed figures, again blind box like the other Park Series 12 figures, and it was originally released at Disneyland Paris, but it's also now been released at Disneyland in California and Disney World in Florida at D Street, and that was released on August the 3rd. So go and grab those if you live nearby. Order them online. Sorry, they might not be online because they're park figures. Also, I'd like to mention that the Under the Big Top series has been released recently. Now, there is a Big Top event going on, circus themed event going on in September for Vinylmation and pin traders. Whether that was released to coincide with that, I don't know. It's a bit strange really, because if it was going to be released to coincide with that, then you would have thought they would have released it nearer to the date of that event, which they haven't done. Perhaps it would have been a good idea to do that, maybe launch it at the event. But anyway, they haven't done that. They're all circus themed figures. I have 2 of them here. This one and this one, which these are available in the UK, so I managed to get these from the Disney Store website in the UK. But that's it for your news this week. Now it's time for Vinylmation of the Month, and this month's Vinylmation of the Month is Mickey's Garden figure from Have a Laugh. Now, Have a Laugh has been out for quite a while now. It's based on, this particular figure is based on the cartoon of the same name, Mickey's Garden, which was released in 1935. If you look on the bottom, it does say Have a Laugh series, Mickey's Garden, 1935. And it is actually quite a popular figure compared to others in the series. We value it at $20. If I check on our website, VinylmationPriceGuide.com, you can see that it's actually one of the highest valued figures in the series. In fact, at the moment, and it can change, but at the moment, we value it higher than the chaser of this series, which is Conductor Pete. The chase we value at $16, this we value at $20. And the reason for that probably is simply because it's quite a nice figure that everyone wants to own. Even though it's less common than the chaser. Sorry, it's less rare than the chaser is to get in the series. It's in some ways harder to come by some of the time because more people want it. So the more people want it, the less likely you are to be able to buy it, because sometimes people don't want to buy the whole series, they just want to buy the ones they like, and a lot of people like this particular figure, so that can make it harder to come by, and therefore sells for more money because there's more competition. I like it. I only own 2 series in this series, this one and the Pluto, swimsuit Pluto, but sorry, swimsuit Goofy. But I mean, this, as I say, we value this at $20. Most figures we value around $9, $10 or even less. So this must be a very popular figure. It kind of looks a little bit Halloween-y, a little bit Halloween themed, even though it's not really supposed to be. It looks a bit Halloween themed because it's Mickey, as though he's popping his head out of a pumpkin and he's got the top bit of the pumpkin on top of his head. But I don't think it's strictly Halloween related. Very nice design. Been out for a while now, so especially the price is very high, especially considering the fact of how long it's been out and that it is still quite widely available. The Have a Laugh series was sold at a reduced price in a lot of places here in the UK and in the US. But it is a nice figure, so it just shows a good design and an appealing design can have a big effect on how well something sells and the value of it. And there isn't really that much I can say about this figure. I'm surprised they haven't done a second Have a Laugh series, because it's quite a simple series that they can easily make new figures for. It's not like, say, Toy Story, where if they made a second Toy Story series, they'd have to find other characters and they wouldn't be the most popular characters because they've already done all of them. But Have a Laugh, you'd have thought a bit like Urban series, you could always find new figures, so I'd be surprised if they never do another Have a Laugh series, but I'm surprised they haven't already, to be honest, and I haven't heard of any plans to do so. There's plans to make a second Star Wars series, which isn't surprising because Star Wars Series 1 was so popular. But again, they do run out of characters because luckily there's so many characters in the Star Wars films that there's still quite a few to do. But that said, they are doing Darth Vader again, so he'll be in both Star Wars series. But he does look a bit different in the second one, especially since he's on a different mould, the new mould. But Toy Story would be a bit harder because there's not so many characters. But Have a Laugh is something they can easily do again. Maybe the Have a Laugh series wasn't as popular like the Star Wars one was. That's why they're doing Star Wars again and not Have a Laugh, because Have a Laugh was, still it's stuck around a long time in the shops. So maybe it isn't that popular. But of the series, this is definitely one of the most popular ones, if not the most popular one. And there's not much more to say. It's very simple design, but sometimes the simpler ones are the best. But it is very nice with the pumpkin juice dripping down his face and on his nose, and then on the back as well it drips down his back of his head and on the ears and at the bottom. So it is a very nice figure. And it's kind of the classic Mickey, just a normal Mickey but in a pumpkin. Can't get much simpler than that. So really that's all I've got to say. We'll have this same figure for the Vinylmation of the month on the next episode in 2 weeks' time, since we'll still be in August, but I'll see if the price has fluctuated at all. We only updated the price, we last updated the prices for this series, Have a Laugh, today, so they are very up to date. Yesterday by the time this is being released. But it may change over time. We'll see, it may be different in 2 weeks' time. That's where I'm going to leave it for now. I'll perhaps say a bit more about it next time. I don't want to say everything. I'll need something to say next time. So that's it for Vinylmation of the month. This episode will return in a couple of weeks. Thank you. Now this is going to be quite a short episode of VinylCast this week. But when we decided to do VinylCast, the idea was that we would kind of make it your show, so we'd show your submissions, pictures of your collections, videos that you've sent us, unboxings, at the parks with the Vinylmation. We haven't had as much of that as we'd have liked, so it's kind of been more me talking to you most of the time. So I would like to try and get some more of your submissions, and that's why I'm going to talk a bit about that now. If you want to send us any pictures of your collections, videos of your collections, pictures of you of your mail days, new figures you've got, pictures or videos of you opening the blind boxes, pictures or videos of you in the parks, you can do that simply by emailing us the pictures to VinylCast@vinylmationpriceguide.com, or send pictures in tweets to @VinylmationPG. If you send them as tweets, just mention that we can use them in VinylCast, or put #VinylCast. If you send them to our VinylCast email address, we'll assume you don't mind. And really, anything you want to send us, we'll try and incorporate on the show. On episode 1 of VinylCast, I did give an example video of the kind of thing you could send in if you're going to be visiting the parks. Just a couple of minutes long, a bit of Vinylmation related stuff, and then maybe something else as well to make it a bit more interesting. With maybe I included a bit of Illuminations at Epcot, but whatever you want. We want to see your trips to Disney, to make this show much more fun and enjoyable than it's been so far. And because doing the news is great, and the Vinylmation of the month, but there's only so much I can show you myself. I want to see your stuff as well. So again, that's VinylCast@vinylmationpriceguide.com, the email address. And if you want to send videos, they'll usually be a bit too big to send us an attachment in an email. So upload them to YouTube, and then send us the link by email, and we can download them from YouTube and include them in our video. Or if you know how to send them as a video response to this video, then you're welcome to do that as well. Also, if you go on our website, vinylmationpriceguide.com, you'll notice that all the pictures, we don't have all the pictures yet for all the figures in each series. That's because a lot of them we took ourselves from our own collections, but some have also been sent in by other people, which we're very grateful for. We can't just really simply take the photos off Disney, because the ones on their own website are a bit small anyway, but also there's copyright issues with using other people's photos from other websites. So we try to take all our own, or ask people to send them in. But I'd just like to show you the best way to do that, in case you would like to send us some pictures, because we'd really appreciate it if you do. So we need the best way, because although we really do appreciate pictures, we can't really accept ones that are low quality, because then we've got to maintain the look of our site. As much as we appreciate it, we need to maintain the look and have our website looking nice. So the best way to do it is if you get a figure. So I've got this Vinylmation of the month at the moment, Mickey's Garden. Use a blank piece of paper like this one I've got here. Just place him on the blank piece of paper, then get a camera. It needs to really be a normal camera rather than a phone camera, unless your phone camera is really high quality. But if you go onto our website, and then on the left there's a link that says Help Us. Click on Help Us, and it does say all this there that I'm going to show you. But we do say that it needs to be at least 440 pixels wide and 600 pixels high, the photo. As long as if you use a digital camera, it will be, you can guarantee that. But if you're using a phone, it might not be, so you might want to just double check. So the best thing is to use a normal camera if you've got one. So anyway, you've got your Vinylmation laying flat on the piece of paper, and then simply hold your camera still above the Vinylmation, and I'm not going to be able to base it at this position, but make sure your hands are in the picture. Take the picture. One thing is, best to turn the flash off. Usually the photos don't look very good with the flash on, so most cameras will let you turn the flash off. Take the picture with the flash off, hold it steady, and you've got your picture. And then that's fine, you can send us that and we'll crop it down to the right size. Again, the problem with phones is a lot of them can't focus very well on close-up things, Some of them can. So unless you've got a really good phone camera, it's best to use a proper digital camera, because all modern digital cameras will focus on a close-up object, so it's not blurry. And again, as long as the photo is not blurry and it's a good size, good quality, and it's on a plain white background, then we'll accept it and we'll use it on our site, and we really do appreciate it. We had a lot of people send us photos when the site first launched, and for a while, and we haven't had many recently, and we do still need a lot. So if you go on our website, go on the different series and check which ones we've already got pictures of, which ones we haven't, and send us pictures for any that we haven't. We really appreciate it. And the best way to send us pictures for the website is to our normal email address, webmaster@vinylmationpricecode.com. That's for everything non-VinylCast related, everything just related to our website, webmaster@vinylmationpricecode.com. Then anything related to VinylCast goes to vinylcast@vinylmationpricecode.com. So that's viewer submissions for the show. So I just wanted to mention that. And again, we really do hope that we can get more viewer submissions to make the show better. I'm going to try and mention and ask on Twitter each week, because we did do that a couple of weeks ago and that's when we got some good viewer submissions. So I'll try and mention it on Twitter and Facebook just before I record the shows. You can send them to us. You can follow us on Twitter at VinylmationPG, and you can like us on Facebook. That's facebook.com/VinylmationPG. And thank you for watching this episode of VinylCast. It's fairly short this week, but I'm hoping it'll be longer next week. I've got to go off and watch the Olympics. Not that I'm not going to any more actual Olympic events, but it's all on the telly, so you can watch it on there. And I hope you're enjoying the Olympics. Kind of feel responsible being in Britain, but hopefully you are. Congratulations to all the athletes out there that are doing really well. And I'll see you in 2 weeks' time for episode 7 of VinylCast. This has been episode 6. Thank you for watching. Have a great week next week and the week after, and then I'll see you again after that 2 weeks. If you are going to Disney anytime soon, enjoy yourself. If not, stay at home, watch the Olympics, enjoy that. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.